already. And here we go. All right, so hello everybody. Welcome here again. Welcome in this webinar, which is going to be a help desk. That is the topic for today. My name is Yuri Chepe, and I'm going to be your main host throughout today's webinar. And who is going to be here with me today, who is going to be presenting the topic? I have here David.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
He's going to be our main presenter, and he will share with us some interesting info about today's topic, which I already told you is the help desk. So let's talk about the formality a little bit, like technical manuals, etc. So unfortunately, you are going to be muted for today's webinar. As always, you know, all our attendees are muted, but if you have questions, you can ask in a Q&A section. Yeah, chat is also muted, but the Q&A section for asking a question is available for you. So go ahead, ask the question. Even throughout the presentation, we have our colleague Milan, who is here to prepare to ask most of your questions. So go ahead. And of course, we are going to have some Q&A section time at the end of the presentation. So we are going to answer some of your questions live, yeah, in the live session. So the entire webinar is recorded. So you'll get your recording of these webinar after these webinar, you know, in few days after, sent to your emails. So if you're gonna miss something in today's webinar, you can rewatch it later on. Okay, so the entire presentation and this entire, the webinar is gonna take something about 45 minutes plus the Q&A. So we're talking about 1 hour. Okay, so and I think that's pretty much it from my side. But before I'm going to pass the floor to David, I have a very important questions for you. I mean, the first poll of the day. And that question is, which use case is most suitable for you when we are talking about HelpDesk? So I'm going to launch the poll right now. You should see it on your screen. So you can answer there are multiple answers, so go ahead. You choose multiple options. So go ahead. I'm still seeing that you are running the help desk as internal purposes. Okay. I'm gonna share with you the results at the end of these poll. Okay, I'm gonna give you a few more minutes. We have approximately 30 people attending this webinar, by the way. Okay. Yeah, I'm still seeing some results coming in. All right, I'm going to stop the poll right now. And these are results. You should see them on your screens right now. So, of course, the best, the best option which you picked is running the help desk as internal purposes. And the second winner is support of for your B2B clients. So, and that is technically all from my side. And I am right now passing the floor to our David, who is going to share some interesting information about HelpDesk. So David, it's all yours.
Okay, hello again, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you are located. I'm working as a consultant in Easy, and HelpDesk is one of our big plugins, quite popular, quite used. So that's why we decided to organize this webinar for you. This is more or less the agenda. So we are done with intro, and then in the following minutes, we're going to talk. I'm not sure you know who you are. You can have a lot of experience with our help desk. You might be new in our tool, So I would like to satisfy all of you, just to give a bit of information to all of you on all levels. So the structure of today's webinar is that first a little bit of theory. So I'll talk a little bit about the purpose of the help desk and the typical use cases. Then I would introduce briefly main features. And then I would like to just see real application and show you something about settings that might be useful for some of you already using the tool. And then we'll have one workflow example, ticket lifecycle workflow example, how to, how to create ticket, how to communicate with the customer, and so on. And there might be some few product news at the end before questions and answers. Okay. So first, purpose and examples. I think we can basically the poll was representing how our tool is used in between our clients. And as you decided, as you voted, most frequent use case is internal help desk tool for your company. I mean, you probably have some IT equipment, some assets like computers, cellular phones, I don't know, cars or other assets, IT or non-IT assets. And you have your users and you need to help them somehow. So this is a good tool to be used for that. And there is a second use, and it was also second in second place from your votes with 48%. The internal was 57. And then the support to your B2B customers. Yeah. And then maybe the last case would be the use of the tool supporting B2C business. You can imagine one model case as a product support. You are developing a product, providing a product to your customers, and you need to answer questions from many unregistered users. You need to provide them support. And this is usually done by email communication. And on the other hand, you can be an organization with a large amount of typically registered users, such as university and students, or hospital with doctors and staff. So that might be another use case where typically you might like to be registered users, and you might like to use the interface of the application for communication with help desk. Okay, that's about the basic use cases. And now let's go to main features very briefly. So what we provide and offer is a ticketing tool with, as I mentioned, two main entry points. The first entry point is a mailbox. It's email ticket creation. So anyone can practically send an email to a help desk, and the tool will create a ticket out of it. Or manual ticket creation. That means that you can log into the application and create a ticket and later watch the status of the ticket and communicate with support. You can use one of these or both, depends. We do support two types of users. First type is regular users. These are typically fully featured users in the application that can be used for anything else. Of course, it is a paid license for such users. But I'm going to say recently, but let's say a few years ago, we came up with new type of users because there was a demand for that on the market, and it's help desk only users. It's a different from regular users. It's a very simple user entity that can do simple things for the help desk purposes. So such a user can connect to help desk portal and create a ticket, or watch open tickets, close tickets, and communicate with support using the interface. And good news is that you don't need to pay for such users. So that would be typical for the case like university or hospital. You can register a couple couple hundred users, and they can be using this tool for free. And you only pay for the core members licenses. What else? As this is plugin for our core software, which is a project management software, everything here is a project. So even a help desk is managed in projects. So you can have one or more dedicated projects for help desk operations. You can, or you have to use at least one mailbox, or you can use more mailboxes for communication with your clients. More mailboxes, typically you can have one for help desk, one for marketing, one for sales, or one for a special client that just paid for or reserved the mailbox. We also do work with SLA, service level agreements. So we do measure these basic KPIs. The first one is first response, and the second is ticket resolution. Please understand the first response as a first human reaction to the ticket. The ticket is typically created either by a tool or in a tool or by email. Then if you create it by email, you get automatic message, thanks for your email, we have created you this ticket, blah, blah, blah. But this is not first response. This is just machine response. Yeah, the ticket is there. And sooner or later, someone will grab the ticket and start working on it. And that's the first response. Once the operator or assignee of the ticket just writes you a message, hey, I'm here, I'm just starting to work on your ticket. And then ticket resolution, that's measured as a time between ticket creation and actual resolution of the ticket. You can have same SLA levels for all customers if you have B2B customers, or you can differentiate. So we might have a special VIP customer that deserves not 2 hours first response, but 1 hour response. So you can differentiate per project. And the tool, of course, in terms of SLA, supports calendars. So each support project has a calendar assigned, and there you find the weekends and bank holidays, and also business hours. So you can decide if your support is running 24/7 or Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, right? There are also communication templates for communication with the customers. So that was about the theory, and now let's see the live application. So this will be my application which I would like to show you. This is for my test purposes, and we are looking at the main help desk dashboard. Just something not too sophisticated, not too simple, something that can be used for managing tickets. First, let me show you what we see and explain you a little bit, because we'll be working with that. Of course, we have a left menu, so when I need to get to this page, I have my link in my profile, so I'll always get to this page, and if I have the permissions to it. There are a few global and local permissions related to help desk. So maybe let's jump very briefly to this for those of you who are admins. Just mind that if we go to roles and permissions, maybe permission of the report. So there will be 2 parts. First is global permissions, where you can set up whether the role is supposed to see the help desk dashboard, manage the HelpDesk dashboard, and the same for HelpDesk users. Okay, so that's on global level. And then we scroll down to project level permissions. There is a project specific permission to manage HelpDesk projects and to view SLA on tasks. That is very briefly about permissions. So even the permission to get to this dashboard is there. Okay, so apart from the menu, we have the main place in the middle where we have the HelpDesk dashboard, and then there is a panel to the right with HelpDesk configuration. Also, there is a permission for access to this configuration. But first, what is the main point here is the first step here is operations. It's divided into 4 sections. Down below, we have the rest we'll be working with. First one is new tickets. It's pre-configured, so all the new tickets will drop into this window, into this widget, and they are waiting here for first response and assignment. Then the second section is tickets that are already being handled, but they need a reaction. This means that tickets that were recently updated either by email from the customer or by comment from a customer via the interface, and they will pop up here. So the HelpDesk operator knows that, okay, we need to take care of these because someone recently provided more information or responded to our question. Then there are open tickets to be solved in general, something on our side, on HelpDesk side, and open ticket on client to react. So this is waiting for someone to add some information for the author. We can also find closed tickets here. So once they are done and closed, this disappear, and you can have statistics on closed tickets here. And then some other things, such as spend time report or SLA performance. I was talking about SLA performance, and over here you can find the key performance indicators, which is SLA response success rate, 93% almost, which is not that bad, and SLA resolve success rate, which is pretty bad, and that's because this is a test site with test data. Down below you see a line chart that shows basically past and failed tickets, and if you want to drill down and see a detail, you can have a list. Okay, this ticket was responded late. Okay, generally the SLA, understand the SLA as binary logic, something either passed or failed. So if there is a minus number here, like minus 3,900 something hours, that means we failed. If there is a plus number, that means, yeah, we passed the SLA. Okay, so this would be the dashboard. And now, before we go to a just simple use case, I would like to also continue here in the settings, so you know how it works and how it's supposed to be set, in case you haven't done so. So this is, first we'll start with mailboxes. Okay, this application has one active mailbox, and so you need at least one to be able to communicate with your customers. If we go to detail and settings, just one thing, it should be a dedicated mailbox. Please do not share that box with any other agenda, because the tool will clean the data, it will clean the incoming mails, so it should be dedicated to it. What is important here in settings is, of course, it has to be active to process incoming mail. You need to pick a relevant interval for mail check. It's recommended around 10 to 15 minutes to not to overload mail server. The interval must be a little bit higher than the cron on mail server. And then you need to fill in the mailbox settings here. And if it's OAuth, like Google or Microsoft Azure, then you need to enable all our settings, and then it gets a little bit more complicated. We have all this documented on our website, but you still need Azure or Exchange administrator who knows what he's doing to be able to connect mailbox via OAuth protocol. What is important here also is to fill in these two fields. In Success Move 2, this is the name of the folder, and the same here. Why? Because once the tool processes the mailbox, it will drop the mail. It will either delete the email or put it in one of these mailboxes or folders within the mailbox, sorry. So you need to create them there in order to be able to find the mail later. Okay, enough for the mailboxes. As I said, one mailbox is enough to run your help desk. You can have more if you have more departments and they want to use their mailboxes, such as marketing, sales, or other. Then we do have email templates. These are used for the communication with your customers. So the first one you actually receive once you send a ticket to the tool. Thanks for your email. Your task is created. Okay, and let's have a look. Let's have a look at one of them. You can see that we have one for different purposes. So we have one for first response, one if the ticket is resolved, one for general communication with customer, and one for auto reply. These templates are always linked to mailbox, so they cannot be shared between mailboxes. That also means that if you have two mailboxes, you need to have two sets of templates, right? And just simply, okay, let's have a look in the detail. So it has a name, a link to the mailbox, and a few other settings, but what is important that you can define subject and body. And you design it using plain text combined with dynamic tokens. So your ticket, and if you place this, the software will put their ID of the ticket or subject of the ticket, okay, or a custom field like this operation system. So you can customize it. If you add a custom user signature, then my actual user signature is going to be added to the communication. You can have one template default for just in case that you need to have one preset, and you can set one default. Send immediately can be used, but if you are using SLA measurement, don't use it because this doesn't create SLA events. It's a specific corner case. And of course, you can link the task, the template to a task statuses, but you don't need to. The only one you need to link with the task status is the first automatic response that has to be linked to the first status of the ticket. Okay, then next, we do have all HelpDesk projects here. As I said, everything is project here in our tool. And also that's why HelpDesk traffic is at least one project. So minimum configuration of the tool is to have one central internal project like this one, HelpDesk. And if I click edit, you will see that this project is by default connected to the mailbox. So if you are running only one project, one mailbox, they have to be connected here. And that's the key. And then if I go back, one step back, I can have more projects. So in this case, I have an example of a client project and an example of a project that's dedicated to a certain product. The client project is interesting and could be interesting to you because 48% of you use the tool for B2B purposes. So you can have each important client here as project. So each project represents the client, in other words. And if we have a look at the settings here of the project, I will now explain it in more detail. So this is the help desk settings. This is the name of the project. See that for all other projects, default for mailbox is left empty on a purpose. On the other hand, you perhaps would like the tickets to be created in the project where they belong to, right? For that, if I scroll down a little bit, we have other settings, and that's mails, domains, keywords process into this project. So this setting means that you can use either a domain or email or list of domains or list of emails in combination, like in this case. This means that everything that comes from gmail.com or centrum.cz will be put into this project. Okay, so this way you can have a simple example would be one client, one project, one domain. And this will arrange the correct recognition of the ticket, and it will create the ticket in the correct project. So that's one thing. Now let me show you what else we can find here in settings. I will scroll up. So you set a task type that will be created, typically something like HelpDesk ticket. You can have automatic assignee if you need to. If the tickets are created via tool, it's good to fill in email from to task author. And there are some other features, such as you can enable automatic ticket updating. So in case that you deliver solution to a ticket and it's resolved and the customer doesn't care, it can be automatically closed after 1 day, 1 week, or certain period of time. And a message can be sent to client. Thank you, you didn't respond, so we closed your ticket because we supposed it's all right. If I scroll down, then there are other sections that deserve our attention, and it's one of them is mail settings, header and footer, and we can do what it says. So you can have a custom header, so like logo, and custom footer, maybe a disclaimer per project. Okay, so you're still using set of templates for all the projects, perhaps, but you can distinguish customers by custom header, custom footer. And then there are some alert settings, which you set just once, and these alerts will help you to monitor response time, resolve time, and prepaid hours, and other things. So this will help you to watch the SLA on your tasks. These alarm will, if you set them correctly, there are two groups. These has to be set, so you need to set the recipients. These are pre-configured already, so these are providing periodical information on SLA that's going to expire soon or something like that. So there are different information. Okay, I'll scroll back up and explain the rest of the settings here on project. What we see up here is that you can use contractual help desk monthly hours. If you have an agreement with your customer that, okay, they are entitled to 10 hours monthly for free support or something, or they prepaid for it, and it can be aggregating quarterly, half yearly. That means that for first quarter, within the first quarter, if they don't consume January hours, they'll be converted or be added to February hours, to March hours, and in April it will be cleared, and they will have again just 10 hours. And then last thing from project settings is SLA, which might be interesting for you because you're providing support to your B2B clients. These are SLA levels that you can design, and let's have a look at the detail. That might be interesting. Each SLA event has a name. So that's this one. Each can have a keyword. And this keyword, if you use it in email subject, in case you create tickets by email, will make the priority to rise. So it will be created as urgent issue. If you don't put it there, it will be created by a default one. So name, keyword, then priority. So you can have several levels, but remember that there is a central register of task priorities in the system, and you need to link it to one of existing priorities. And then hours to respond to the ticket and hours to solve. Additionally, here you need to link the SLA to a certain ticket type, a certain task type, like HelpDesk ticket. So urgent issue is a HelpDesk ticket. And you can decide, okay, we are going to count SLA based on working time, which is 9 to 5, and we are going to use this calendar. So then you organize the SLA accordingly. I won't go to more details. It's documented on our website, and then you can start using it. It's always good to set it on one project and test it properly. Okay. What else? We also have central or global help desk settings. Here, in the top left corner, you set who is going to be the sender, the communication from the tool, and a few other things such as ignore those who are in the CC and other features. What is most important is the top right section. First, you should always have this checkbox selected because that provides the correct behavior where the SLA event is created from all statuses. We'll discuss that a little bit later. And then 3 places where you set first, what status will be used if a ticket is updated by a customer. So it will return back to the cycle. So it will be new, in progress, then on client, then back in progress after command, then maybe back, maybe to resolved, and maybe back to in progress once the customer says, yeah, we are fine with that. So the last 2 windows here, one of them is when the SLA is suspended, when it's on client and resolved. Suspended means the clock doesn't tick anymore when the ticket is waiting for actualization from customer side. And on the other side, you have all this open statuses where the clock is ticking. So new, in progress, ready for closure. Okay, that's the most important settings, not all, but the most important. And the last thing I would like to show you is help desk user. So I'll go back to help desk and to this menu. So it's clear for you. Help desk users. It's as I said, it's a special set of users. They can be imported, created manually, or you can even use LDAP if you have them within your information system. And if we go to detail, you see that such a user has just a few attributes: first name, last name, email, which equals to login, password, language, and then project the user is entitled to work in. Okay, so that was something about settings. I hope useful for at least some of you. And now we'll be demonstrating or playing the game of creating ticket and handling the ticket. So for that purpose, I'll open one more window here, a new anonymous window, where I will log in as customer. Okay, so this is the simple, very simple interface, which you get if you're a HelpDesk user. That means the license that's for free. You can watch the tickets here. So you have several, let's say, widgets here. The first one up here is 4 tickets requiring my immediate attention, something that I should comment right away. Then I see all my open tickets, and then I see my closed tickets if I need to. And on the right hand side, I can see a new ticket form. So let's create a ticket. So my computer is not connecting. Then you can add some additional information. You can even use custom fields if you need to. So if you have a special information that you need to get from customer, you can use this, such as operational system. So it's Windows, and we do have a dependent list. So if I choose Windows, I have this selection. If I choose Mac OS, I can pick from the versions of Mac OS. So I can pick, let's say, Ventura, right? Of course, you can add attachment. And after clicking Save, this is my new ticket that I've created. I click here to top left corner. I see my home screen, and the ticket is here, 2753. My computer is not connecting. So let's go back to HelpDesk and clicking on the link, refresh the screen. And now I'm putting on the head of HelpDesk operator. So I'll be changing these positions every once in a while. So I checked our main dashboard with the new ticket pool, and what I see here is, okay, my computer is not connecting, and this is actually project. So I know that it's this client because the ticket was created there. It's a help desk ticket with the new status. It doesn't have any assignee, and I have nearly 24 hours to respond. There is an SLA response. So I also see other tickets with minus something. So that means that I already failed them, or we already failed these tickets, but there is still chance here. Okay, so first I would just click the subject of the ticket and see the detail. So this is a typical header of the task. There might be some additional information that are relevant to tickets. So, for instance, you can use ticket owner on HelpDesk ticket in case that you have someone responsible for the tickets actually towards the customer. So, of course, there is still assignee, but the ticket can theoretically go from hands to hands. But there can be one ticket owner. So you keep an eye on it as a ticket owner, and you are the one who's going to explain why we failed the SLA at the end to the customer. Okay, what is important is that ticket has SLA information, 3 lines in the header here. First one is a name, and if it was created by email, then the email mailbox would be here. And then there are 2 more lines, one for first response and one for ticket resolution. Okay. So now to correctly respond to a ticket and create SLA event, I need to do 2 things. So I would update the ticket as a HelpDesk operator. Okay. You can, but it's not mandatory. It would be typical case. I would assign it to someone. Okay. But what is a must to handle ticket properly is to change status. So it's not anymore in new, it's in progress. But at the same time, you need to communicate towards the customer, no matter how the ticket was created, if it was from tool or from email. It's a mandatory prerequisite to create SLA event. To scroll down, there are 2 ways. Over here, you see send quick email to customer from template. This is a drop-down list with predefined templates. So over here, I would just pick first response and click save. And after doing so, email was sent to the author. That's one thing. Second thing is there are no longer 3 lines, but only 2 lines in the ticket header. So it has been responded. So first response is done, but it has to be resolved until this time. You can also notice that there are 2 more fields here that keep that are updated with every SLA event creation. So the first SLA response fulfillment, it's just once. So if it's positive number, okay. So we, at the moment when we responded, we still had 23 and something hours. So we're on the safe side. And this number is still big enough. So we are on the safe side also with the resolution. Okay. And if we scroll down, there are different tabs on a ticket, comments, yeah, spend time, history of a parameter changes, and SLA events. Tool has created SLA event here, the first one. And it's only one first response. It's first, it's always once. So, okay, this is how long it took. This is how much time we still had to do response. And this is how much time in hours we had to resolve the ticket. And if we do it properly, the SLA events will be created here. All right, that's fine. Now I'm supposed to work on the ticket, so I would again update the ticket and try to help the customer. But I don't know what to do now because I don't have enough information. So in this case, I can hand it over back to the author, the customer, saying something like, please provide more info. And it's simple. I can just write this down. And again, next step I need to do is change the status from in progress to on client. One thing. And then create a notification, because I don't know if the customer is sitting at the application looking at the tickets via interface or just using the email at the moment. So I need to use the notification. And now instead of using send quick email to customer from template, I have another option here down in the bottom, send email to customer with preview. And you will see the difference right away after I click save. Okay, over here, there is a preview of my message. And since it comes from template, there is some header dear, author, we need more info. And then it also contains my last comment. And it also contains my signature, even with a picture if you need. So you just click send email, okay? What happened? Ticket is now on client, so it means that SLA has been suspended. So if you look at this section, SLA is suspended. And now let's have a look at the other side, on outer side. So I'm back here, and if I refresh my screen, I will see my ticket up here. My computer is not connecting, status on client. Okay, they want me to add something. All right, so I will click the subject and scroll down to see the comments. And they say, please provide more info. Yeah, sure, no problem. Here you go, the information, and you just click save. And once you click save, it's been updated. You see that it's in progress now. I can click to the icon to the top left. And then I'll go back to HelpDesk as a HelpDesk operator. And if I click to my main HelpDesk dashboard here, I should be able to find the ticket in the second section. The first one, second, tickets that need reaction. Ticket needs reaction because it was recently updated by the author. My computer is not connecting. You can also see that there is a SLA solution. So it shows you how much time you have to fix this. So again, we can click into the detail to the subject. And okay, let's see what's new here. Since it is in progress again, it came from the customer, there is the clock ticking again. And if I scroll down, apart from another SLA event that was created, I should find something in between comments. Okay, here you go. Fine. So now we know how to solve it. So again, I would update my ticket, and either you can use the status. I could do this same exchange once again and just change ticket into resolved, but I want to make it quicker. So let's say closed and solved. So change of the status. I would pick a template. So I have one for ticket is closed. And I can, of course, report how much time I have spent on the ticket doing something, ticket resolution, and save. So in this moment, ticket is done. It is closed. And see that there is no more information about the SLA. If I click on here on my HelpDesk dashboard, I won't be able to find it in between tickets and operations. It will be here in closed tickets. And if I have a look at the customer side and refresh the screen, the same thing. Nothing in tickets requiring my attention, nothing in all my open tickets. It is here in between closed tickets. And one more thing, of course, there's not enough time to simulate all this via email communication, but just to share this with you. While I was playing in the tool, of course, the tool was sending updates as I did as a HelpDesk operator. So, so this is the first response, actually. This is the email, please provide more information. And if I was not using the portal at the moment, I could have just replied to this email, and it would be the same. The ticket would be updated. And this is, thank you, has been closed. Okay. So that was the way how you can communicate with the HelpDesk, how the tool is supposed to be used from the point of view of the HelpDesk operator and from the point of view of the customer, using mainly the interface, but also the email. Okay, let's go back to the presentation then, because there are a few more things and just the information about recent features. There are 3 features I just want to briefly mention because we don't have enough time, as I see. First one is there is an email to and email CC autocomplete feature for manually created tickets. So if you create ticket using, for instance, the plus button, the email to and email from will be automatically filled in but you just need to set the source of the information. It's either HelpDesk users, or it could be an account, or it could be another entity. So there are more entities where you can load these emails, internal user or HelpDesk user. HelpDesk user supervisor. Now, with the newest version, you can select one of the HelpDesk users, and I can show you because this has been are heavily demanded by customers. If I go to HelpDesk users and pick one, edit one, then you see that you can choose one as a super user. And this user can see all tasks from the project where he is assigned or manage the tasks. Because usually this kind of user only sees own tickets created by this user, but there is a super user feature we just introduced. And there is another feature, resolved by support. And this is for tickets resolved by first level. So if you want to measure this, that you didn't need to contact second level or third level with the ticket solution, then you can measure that. And this can be found if I click on the main dashboard and help desk settings here in the right panel, help desk settings. Then you can set resolved by support settings, support department members. You can define them and decide whether the ticket can have a subtask or related task. And later on the list of tasks, this attribute can be selected. Okay. And I think that's about it from my side.
All right, David. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the presentation and interesting information for all the content you shared with us. Thank you. And I think it's a perfect time for you to answer another poll, which we prepared for you. So I'm going to start, I'm going to launch the poll right now. You should see it on your screens. It is a simple question. Which of those following help desk features would make your life easier? So go ahead, you should see the options on your screen. You can choose whatever you have over there, yes. And let's see. Okay, I can see some results coming in. Including images from emails into the tickets, descriptions, and comments. All right. It's a pretty close, actually, the first and second option. Okay, I'm still seeing someone actually choosing the option. Okay. All right. So I'm going to stop the poll right now at this moment. And these are the results. So I think the most asked, option was including the images from emails in the tickets description and comments. Right behind is enabling time measurement in specific tickets statuses. And of course, we had some automatic triggering of SLA with only status change, no manual notification selection needed. So thank you so much. And I'm going to now slowly transition to Q&A because we have 6 more minutes. So now it's the time for the Q&A where I'm going to ask David some questions which we have right here. Of course, we are not going to be able between this 6 minutes to answer all of those, but don't worry, those are going to be answered via email after the webinar. Okay, so I've seen in the beginning that Linda was asking if the help desk integrates with Slack, and what is meant by that? Can client send support request via Slack, David?
Well, not at the moment. As I said, there are two main communication channels. One is the interface of the application, and second is the email. But of course, our application has a REST API interface. So if you are skilled in integrations in between applications, I think you could pretty much do this process on your own. We can also help you in case that you want some integration with other application. And we usually do this using third-party service called make.com. So I can imagine another way of creation of tickets via API, but I can't tell you more because such things usually need analysis. So I'm not gonna tell you, okay, right away you can create ticket using REST API. There are other things to consider, and the scenario has to be reviewed. But generally, the tool has REST API, and generally you can create a project, create a user, update a ticket, or do another activity via API, via a logic that's placed somewhere else in other
Okay,
applications.
I can see that Lucas was asking for integration with ITSM service now. Is it the same scenario?
Um, I don't know what would be the scenario, but the response would be nearly the same. The most important thing is that the other side has to have some kind of API, which I believe ITSM service now has. So once you have a interface API on the other side, you can generally integrate these two tools. The question is how. If you have skilled programmer, maybe they can do it. They can do some coding and do the integration as a part of the code. If you don't, you can perhaps use our services because we can help with this integration via make.com, or you can find another way. There are other tools that can be used, like Zapier or other services that uh, basically keep the logic of the integration.
All right, thank you. So there's another question. Can client create free help desk accounts themselves, or they should be created by an admin?
They should be created. Uh, First, you don't need to have an account because everyone can send an email to the help desk portal and ticket is being created. Just it doesn't give you the application interface. You can still send your emails and handle tickets via email communication, but I'm not aware of the way of creation users this way.
All right, thank you. So Edu is asking, it is possible to create other kinds of tasks like clients request modifications as a help desk user.
There is usually one task type that you create as a help desk user, and help desk operator then decides whether it's or qualifies the requirements and maybe changes priority or tracker or task type.
All right. And I think we have one more question. I'm gonna pick Linda's question. Is there
Sorry,
addition?
maybe to the further to this question, if you do it, if you set the keywords properly to SLA levels, this is possible via email. So if you send an email with the right keyword and the keyword represents the SLA level, which is linked to a task type or tracker, yes, you can create RFI, for instance, instead of help desk ticket, or a bug request or bug report instead of ticket. So it
All
is
right.
possible.
All right. Thank you so much. And About the last question, is there an additional charge for this module?
Yes, so you can have a look at our website. Yeah, HelpDesk is definitely paid module, and it's in between platform. It's in platform bundle. So please have a look or contact us or our sales representatives. They can give you more details because there are server versions, cloud versions, and you know they can help you with the pricing structure and provide more information.
All right. Thank you so much for everything, for sharing the information, for presentations again, David. And with that, we are getting slowly, these webinars are getting slowly to the end. But before we end, I have to point out three important things, and that is what is going to happen next. First of all, before you leave this webinar, please stay seated, and after I end this webinar, you're gonna see a small survey showing up in the web browser on your computers. So please fill it in. You know, give us some feedback on this webinar, how you liked it, how you didn't like it, what would you actually change. The second thing is, if you're gonna have any more questions like which you didn't ask right here, and after you rewatch the recording, you have an answer, the question, you can contact your account manager who's going to help you with the answering those questions. And of course, the next webinar, which is going to happen on the 16th of May at 15 Central European time, where we are going to talk about the easy Redmine integrations based on a Power BI customer showcase. So that is what is going to happen next. So if you're interested in that topic, be there. And with that, that's pretty much it from my side. Thank you to all of you who scheduled some time for this webinar, for your attendance, and have a beautiful rest of your day wherever you are, and take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks for your attention, guys. Bye.